So welcome back to Coaching Conversations with Srividya Nagaraju and Constantine Pappas. This is our fourth and final session on the beauty of failure. What we'll be discussing today is how we convert what we experience at the moment as perceived failure into really a beautiful experience for the future. So to quickly summarize where we've come from the previous three sessions, failure in a situation does not equate to me being a failure or you being a failure. Number two, failure is temporary. Number three, the real fear is not the failure itself, but the reactions of others. Fourth, the past does not equal the future. Fifth, we are here not to impress, but to express ourselves. And sixth, phase about accepting, but then getting into action. So move straight into it on the beauty of failure. So, Shri, tell us about how we make failures a beautiful experience.
Beautiful. This is the crux of our whole discussion, as we have already discussed. So we can make the failure ugly or beautiful.
Yes.
And we want to do it, but when we are stuck in that situation, our mind may not work in a way how to convert. Right? That acceptance and the action could be a little difficult to handle it on our own. For that, how about using a tool?
There is a tool. Now, an important point that you just made there, Shri, is at the moment we need to accept. We're not here to say like some guru that, failure is beautiful at the time. No, failure is painful at the time. So I want to emphasize that point. Now, you've come up with a matrix. You've created a matrix. Could you share with us some detail on that?
Oh, well, yes. It's our all-time favorite 2x2 matrix.
Yes.
Okay. So typically 4 scenario. Scenario 1, there's a loss. Okay. And failure can have a loss. Let's take a simple example of our corporate life. When somebody reprimands, your boss reprimands you, and it depends on how the reprimand has happened. Right? It's nicely done or made you feel like you're good for nothing. Then what happens? I'm demotivated, discouraged. My performance will go down. So if I'm like this, it'll go down further. That is loss, converting a loss into further loss.
And that, an important distinction in our work, that is when feedback is given that you can't really action. It just creates more mental interference for us.
The how is important. How the feedback is given is important. Yes. As leaders. Okay. So let's take the second scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Gain to a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have a simple example. We can take the latest Wimbledon champion.
Novak Djokovic, right? Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. We all know what happened recently. He was almost there to win his world championship. But one emotional moment, out of anger, the way he threw the ball, we know what happened. It hit and he got disqualified.
Correct.
Forget not winning the championship. He lost the opportunity to even try.
Yes.
So that is what I call gain to loss. It's very important when we are at the top. We got to be so careful. One small action can pull us down.
Well, we become almost unconsciously competent, and that's what happened to him, and he had an emotional hijack.
Right, absolutely. That's something we got to watch out for. Gain to gain. Okay. So this is the opposite of reprimand. When I get appreciated, when I get recognized, I am more motivated. Again, it depends on how it is done. If it's done genuinely, then that encourages me and I will do more. Then I've got this award, then I want next time the second award or recognition, I want to do more. So gain will go further up, gain to gain.
But at each time you're stepping out of your comfort zone and you're getting more uncomfortable, which is a beautiful thing. You just keep going and going. And even if you could have slip-ups on the way, right? Because we continue to fail, but we get up and we keep going. Yeah.
Right. So then the fourth scenario, which is the most relevant for our discussion, is how do you convert a loss into a gain, making it beautiful? Okay. Here is, this current pandemic Corona pandemic has taught us how to convert a loss into a gain.
Yes.
We have heard so many business people. Everybody is coming up with new business ideas, like these online platforms, whether Zoom, WebEx, all of them existed, but nobody used it as much as we use today.
Mhm.
So they came up with new modules, make it very friendly, and their business is growing. Another a deeper example I want to share is how do you convert loss? There was this lady by name Barbara from US. She was visiting India to support a hospital.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, she met with a road accident and she could not get immediate help, medical help, emergency
Mm.
help to take her to the hospital. She could not get for some of the rules back then,
Mhm.
and etc. And she died, unfortunately. So her friend, Dr. Sudhakar Varanasi, was very upset, angry, and started blaming government, this, that, as usual. But he paused and said, there is a loss. What can I do about it? Acceptance and action, what we discussed. So he started thinking and did all his study research, and he was the architect to introduce emergency service in India back then. One life loss got converted into a gain of saving millions of lives today. And that service is available in India for everyone. Lost or gain.
Well, how would you synthesize this message about the beauty of failure to
If I have
those watching this?
Failure is not an end. It is a new beginning. This matrix could help us to reflect at each moment when we are in gain or loss and say, where are we and what am I doing? How do I go into the further gain?
So, Sri, thank you very much for this. And I look forward to our next conversation in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you, Con. I think thoroughly enjoyed these conversations, and I hope our audience are also enjoying and learning something from our coaching conversations. Namaskar and greetings.
Thank you, Sri.